Welcome to MarcusG.TV. I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano. I'm a chef on a mission. Yes, I know I'm always wearing running clothes. I should really be the running chef. But my friend Douglas DiMercurio has taken the running chef on Twitter. That's his Twitter handle, the running chef. He's out of Westminster, Colorado. I do these videos in the morning, typically before my run. It's early in the morning here in New York, so I'm going to go for a run after this. It's actually pouring out right now, so I'm going to wait until this goes to a drizzle or something. So, I want to talk about transparency in food today. It's so important. As a consumer, you have every right to know what's in your food, all the ingredients. As a chef, I have options when I buy food. So I want to just mention couple different companies that I buy from here. You know, there's some great seafood companies out there that will tell you exactly where the fish is caught, when it's caught, and the boat that catches it, the captain of the boat who's catching the fish. That's transparency. They're showing you pictures. They're telling you where it comes from. There's other seafood vendors that just say, well, I don't know, it's Atlantic halibut. I don't know where it's from. And it's like you can tell the difference between both distributors. So when you go to a restaurant, when you go to a fishmonger, or wherever you're buying your food from, they should be able to tell you as much information as possible. So if a menu says it's Atlantic halibut, which Atlantic halibut is not sustainable, they should be able to tell you, where it's coming from. Is it, what kind of cod is it? Where's the cod from? Menu transparency is huge. Now, as a chef, there's certain companies out there. Now, I tried to call, because I'm in New York, and there's a company here called Best Mexican Foods. Best Mexican Foods. They're out of Chester, New York. And somebody said to me, Marcus, you've got to try their whole wheat tortillas. They're delicious. Their whole wheat tortillas are awesome. You should be serving them in your restaurant. And I said, okay, let me check them out. So I called Best Mexican Foods, and I asked them if I could get an ingredient list in their whole wheat tortillas. Now, I have a great whole wheat tortilla that I use that I'm very happy with, but I figured I would investigate it to begin with. So Best Mexican Foods will not tell me what's in their tortilla, their whole wheat tortilla. I've called them, I've sent them an email, they won't respond to me. They've taken my message when I've called them, I've spoken to somebody, nobody ever calls me back. And I'm like, what, are you hiding something that's in your food, that's in your whole wheat tortilla? First of all, here's the issue with whole wheat tortillas. And this is probably the case, maybe not the case with them, I don't know. Whole wheat tortillas, they're typically white flour and some whole wheat flour. So just because it says whole wheat doesn't mean they're 100% whole wheat. That is totally bogus. Most companies don't use 100% whole wheat. There are very few companies out there that do, and you have to read the back of the label. A lot of them have bad oils in it, like soy, corn, or canola, all inorganic, all hexane pressed, and all probably GMO. And then there's like preservatives and chemicals in there because they're shelf stable. So you can let them sit out, at room temperature for a week. My tortillas that we use, you can't leave them out for a week. You can't even keep them in the refrigerator for a week because they'll start molding. They're a fresh product. They get shipped frozen. We thaw them and we use them within a couple of days. So that's some of the differences in the tortilla. But as a chef and as a consumer, menu transparency is key. I don't understand companies now in this day of age that are unwilling or unfriendly or won't go out of their way to actually tell you what's in the food you're buying. As a chef, it's extremely important. A couple of the vendors I deal with, you can go onto their website and you can click the item and it pulls up all the ingredients. It pulls up the nutritional value and it pulls up the ingredients. So it's not like I'm playing a guessing game when the food's walking in the door, but now of course most chefs just don't care. They just don't give a crap about what you're eating. They just care about the bottom line and the financials, and that's it. So if Best Mexican Foods tortilla, whole wheat tortilla, is cheaper than Cisco's tortilla, they're going to buy Best Mexicans because that's just the bottom line. Is they're there to save money. They don't care about any of that. And this is why I do these videos, because I try to educate people, and I really try to educate chefs. So if you ever know of any chefs that would enjoy my videos or might learn something, please pass them on, because chefs are the worst. They just don't care. I mean, there are a lot of chefs that do care out there, don't get me wrong, there are. But even these farm-to-table restaurants, they'll buy from 5 or 6 farms in season, and everything else is just crap in their kitchen. It's genetically modified, it's crap, it's denatured, it's hexane gas oils, it's the cheapest stuff. It's cheap sugar, it's cheap everything across the board. If you're a farm-to-table restaurant, it's important that you try to source everything from a reliable, reputable, high-quality source. Just not buying the cheapest crap. I see what pulls in. I see these Sysco trucks that pull into some of these farm-to-table restaurants. Some of the best farm-to-table restaurants out there use the Sysco truck. Sysco is the largest distributor out there. They sell everything and specialize in nothing. And you have 20, 25,000 items in your book, it's hard to specialize. You're there to please the restaurateur, where the restaurateur doesn't need to order from 5 different vendors. The restaurateur doesn't need to order from a fish vendor, no meat vendor, no produce vendor, no dry goods, no frozen, no chemicals, no small wares. It's all under one roof. Everything's right there. So the chef, the purchaser, just has to pick up the phone and place one order. Now me, I have to place several orders daily, it seems like, just to get the seafood, the fish, the produce, whatever I'm buying, the organic stuff. Then I have to go direct with a lot of things because I find products and I buy them directly from the producer, from the farm, from the source, from the importer. But Sysco makes it easy, and a lot of these farm-to-table chefs are buying from 5 to 6 farms out there, or 3 farms, and then everything else comes from Sysco. And it's just like, oh my gosh, where did they miss the memo? What in the world is going on here? But back to Best Mexican Foods. I mean, they have a nice website. I wish they would just list their ingredients. I wish Best Mexican Foods would just list their ingredients. I wish they would call me back. I wish they would have sent me an email back. I really can't say it's a good tortilla, bad tortilla, worse tortilla, better tortilla, okay tortilla. But I'm assuming right now it's the worst. I'm assuming the worst right now because there is no menu transparency. They're not proud of what they have. It seems like they're not proud of what they have. If somebody would have called me back right away and been, oh, this is what we have. I was very explicit with them. I needed to know the ingredients that's in it. I was very explicit when I sent the email and when I called them. So of course now most chefs won't go through that much work to try to do something, like I said, because they're just into buying cheap food. But as a consumer, you deserve it. So menu transparency is key. When you go to a restaurant, ask as many questions as possible. Don't be afraid to ask. Just say, I have an allergy to this. I have an allergy. I need to know everything that's in the food I'm eating. I need to know everything that's in the bread. I need to know everything that's in whatever I'm eating. I need to know because I have a food allergy. Okay, I have to keep records and I have to keep food allergy. I have a food log. Can I please know what's in it? So that's how you get off the hook with that. I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano. Thank you for watching this. If you like my videos, please hit like, subscribe to my channel, and pass it on.